I loved Manhattan. If I could choose one place in the world to live, it'd be 91st Street, between West End and Broadway, my favorite street to stroll. I especially loved spring, with the towering cherry blossom trees swaying in the gentle breeze, scattering its pleasant perfume, shading the majestic brownstones, row after row. It stole my breath every time. Owning one of these lovely row houses with its impressive curb appeal would be a dream come true. I imagined myself sitting by the bay window, sipping tea on a lazy Sunday, watching people stroll by. Every day I'd make a stop at my favorite shop, the Levine Bakery, for a delicious sweet roll and hot coffee. Maybe have lunch at my favorite eatery, Cafe B. They had the best pancakes. One of the many great perks of the city was easy access to the sights throughout the 5 boroughs riding the transit, or taking a lazy walk, enjoying the view, to a popular restaurant. There's so much to choose from. Inspiration abounds from all corners of Manhattan. Art galleries, Central Park, theater, and ballet. The city was alive and never rested. I belonged here among the people from all walks of life. No one seemed to notice anyone. They carried on with their daily lives, closed off with their own troubles. No one saw me. Alone, with only my thoughts to keep me company, I walked the streets, passing strangers, ate the food, and fed the pigeons like any other typical New Yorker, continuing to be invisible, going unnoticed, unseen. I lived like a ghost. No one knew me or my secret. No matter how hard I tried to fade into the crowd, my secret clung to me like an infectious disease. One day, my fate would come and force me to face my demise. I felt it in my bones. But for now, I carried on, did my job, and kept my opinions to myself. Just as I slipped the key through the door, my cell blasted its silly ringtone. Mana. Stupid. But it made me laugh. Hands full of 2 grocery sacks, I didn't bother to look. Other than the occasional wrong number, John was the only person on my contact list. John, my handler, insisted I stay invisible, fading into the pedestrian traffic, dress like the common folk heading to work, blend, never stand out. It was a challenge to fade into the crowd with my bright ginger hair. My handler insisted I use hair color, mousy brown. That was the one time that I'd put my foot down. He could have shot me for my defiance, but I didn't care. I asked for only one thing, my hair color. To most, my imposition might have seemed inane. My hair was the only thing I owned. I'd never been given a recorded name, no birth certificate, no proof I existed. My identity was 0. I walked among humans, faceless. So John compromised. I wore hats. I made a mad dash to dig my phone out of my oversized bag as I stepped inside my house. The brush of warmth rushed over me. I inhaled the soothing heat. I'd forgotten my coat this morning. The whole walk home, a stiff breeze coasted up my thin cotton blouse, and my hands were stiff and numb. I didn't realize how chilly Manhattan was in the spring. My stay here was only temporary, and it was a shame, too. I loved this beautiful brownstone that John had provided for me. The deep mahogany wood floors, bay windows, a turn-of-the-century marbled fireplace, along with an impressive matching staircase leading to 3 bedrooms, was more house than I'd ever use. But the idea of filling it with family was a notion that I didn't dare dwell on. In my line of work, family would not be doable. It was always the same story, never staying in one place long. Once I completed an assignment, I headed off to the next. I supposed I was lucky. I never wanted for anything. John looked after me, taking care of the arrangements while instructing me of my duties. I covered the V-files. Many folks knew nothing about the existence of vampires other than film or fictional books. Little did the general consensus know the truth. Whenever an infestation arose, the society sent me in to exterminate. I'd just finished a job and thought I'd celebrate tonight with a special dinner and a glass of my favorite red wine, Carnero's Pinot Noir. I found my phone at the bottom of my bag, hidden under several items. I knocked my lipstick and billfold out of the way and dug my fingers around the phone. Swiping the green button to answer, I barked, "God, what now?" John never called for personal reasons, all business and no sense of humor.